Welcome to Dave's Cooking Show, and for you today we have Creamy Beef and Gnocchi, or Gnocchi, or however you pronounce it. Anyway, to start this off, what we have here is 2 pounds of ground beef that we're just gonna brown up, cook up, and then we're gonna drain, set aside, and then we'll be on to our next set of ingredients. Okie dokie. As you can see here, I've got a pot with some olive oil heating up. And to that, we're going to add about 1 medium onion that I diced up, maybe medium large onion that I diced up. And then we're going to let that cook for a couple of minutes. Basically, we'll start adding stuff once this onion gets a little bit translucent. Of course, don't forget to add the salt and pepper. And once the oven's getting near done, you want to add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Alright, now it's time to add our spices for this dish. That's 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of paprika, and a teaspoon of mustard powder. And just want to stir that around for a little bit. Then you want to grab 4 tablespoons of flour and put that in and quickly stir that around. And then you want to slowly start adding in, just kind of, at a reasonable clip, 4 cups or 1 quart of beef stock. Just add it in and, kind of stir while you're adding. Process does take some time. You don't want to do it all at once. Oh, and by the way, if I didn't mention it, do this over about medium heat. And then after the beef stock is added, you might want to crank it up to about medium high because you do want to bring this to the boil. Okay, after you let it simmer for a few minutes, you want to add 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. And then once again, you want to bring this up to the boil, and then you want to let this simmer for about 20 minutes or so. It's up to you. At least 10. Somewhere between 10-20 minutes. Again, the longer the simmer, the better the flavor usually. And of course, at this point, add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to the mix. And again, remember, while you're cooking something like this, always taste. Again, just keep an eye on it. Okay, and after our 20 minutes of simmering, it's now time to add the last few ingredients into this. That is 1.5 cups of heavy cream, and then you want to add... basically, you want to give that a good stir. Then you want to add 12 ounces or 3 cups of extra sharp cheddar. Unfortunately, the food processor, I didn't have the proper attachment clean at the time, so I decided to go with a blade, and instead it turned the cheese into a kind of almost a paste-like thing. But don't worry, it melted up just fine. And then you will just want to, by this point, you should have turned it down to about medium-low, and you just want to cook this until the cream is incorporated and the cheese is melted. About another 5 minutes. By the way, now you should have a pot of water on the boil for the gnocchi. Okay, so this has been given a couple of minutes to simmer for a little bit. Everything's kind of getting reincorporated. Now it's time to add back the ground beef. And again, at this point, you can probably drag this dish down to low. Because again, now we're not really cooking anything. It's just keeping everything warm. So again, just give this a couple more minutes. Like I said, probably the time it takes to cook the gnocchi, which is 2-3 minutes. Okay, and last but not least, time to add in 1 pound of gnocchi. And then you just want to give it a quick stir around, kill the heat, because again, gnocchi will overcook like crazy. And all right, I think we're ready for serving. Okie dokie. And yeah, I just poured a little bit in a bowl. I can't decide if this resembles a pasta dish or a stew or a whatever. All I know is it's fucking delicious. So that's creamy beef and gnocchi. Done.